Let's say you're one of the new workers at one of the factories on the east side of town on International Drive. You're probably hired through a contract house. You're making $9.50, $10 an hour. You have no holidays, no vacation, no benefits, and you're probably being forced to work 6-7 days a week, sometimes 12 hours a day. You have no clear path to permanency, so you just got to hope that your boss gets you hired before he gets somebody else hired. If any of this sounds familiar, because I know. I was the operations manager at one of these very plants for 2 years, and I was fired because I consistently advocated for our workers to get time off, mandatory days off, and not have to work 12 hours a day. You know, in 1967, 50 years ago, 1 out of 3 workers in the public sector belonged to a union, but today that number has declined to 1 out of 10. In the 1980s alone, 5 million union positions were lost during the Reagan era because work was either outsourced to Mexico or overseas. As a result, 2% of our population currently controls 99% of the wealth of this country. These are the kind of economics that lead to revolutions. We need to restore the middle class, and reestablishing the power of organized labor is the way to do it. And we need it here in Middle Tennessee. Now, this is a personal subject for me. My dad was a 30-year UAW retiree from General Motors, and so was my father-in-law. So were 3 of my uncles. My wife spent 15 years as UAW. My grandfather was 20 years as a UAW skilled tradesman at AC Sparkplug. And I myself, up in Flint, Michigan, began my career at General Motors as UAW before transitioning to management. Now, there's a misconception about unions. A lot of people think unions, they think factory work. Well, that's not true. Nurses, teachers, law enforcement officials, delivery and communications specialists, performers, and truckers all belong to unions. So it's not exclusively about factory work. When I came down here, they told me that in Tennessee the U word was a dirty word. Don't say anything about unions in this plant. I'm here to tell you, unions are good. And I know this just from being a family of union workers. Unions ensure that workers have a seat at the table. They can bargain for better wages and better benefits, and they have an investment in their plant's future. Now, this discussion makes a lot of people nervous, and I don't just mean Republicans. They're Democrats. They're very nervous about me talking about union advocacy, but I am not going to run away from a platform that I strongly believe in because it has impacted me personally. I am telling you that in Middle Tennessee, if you want fairer wages, you need to organize your labor workforces. As your representative, I will go after Republican-driven right-to-work laws that have sought to do nothing but compromise and weaken the integrity and strength of our unions. I'll go after right-to-work and help clear a passage for any factory in Clarksville to organize their labor workforce. Thank you.